Hello again, and welcome back to the Slow Flowers Show with Deborah Prinzing. This is episode 582. This episode came together just in time for you to learn about two mum-related events taking place virtually and in person at Harmony Harvest Farm next weekend. A few days ago, I jumped in the recording studio to chat with longtime Slow Flowers members, sisters Stephanie Duncan and Jessica Hall of Harmony Harvest Farm. Past guests of the Slow Flowers podcast, Stephanie and Jessica farm with their partner and mom, Chris Auville, in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. Today, we're going all in on mums. Featured in Southern Living Magazine's October issue, that's the current issue, chrysanthemums are Harmony Harvest Farm's signature flower, and Jessica has been growing them for over a decade. Every year, Harmony Harvest propagates from more than 80 heirloom mother plants, in addition to growing trial varieties of mums for international breeders. There is a full complement of mum educational content available at their website, hhfshop.com, and you'll find links to all the mum resources in our show notes at slowflowerspodcast.com for episode 582 when we air the audio podcast on November 2nd. Let's jump right in and get started. I'll share our sponsor thank yous after the interview. Well, hello, everybody. It's yet another day and another episode of the Slow Flowers Show with Deborah Prinzing, and I'm here with my special guests, the two of the three women behind Harmony Harvest Farm. Hi there, Jessica Hall and Stephanie Duncan. How are you guys doing?
Hi, we're doing great. Yeah, we're doing awesome. How are you?
I'm great. I feel like should be wearing a black t-shirt with my favorite flower name on it, though. Look at that. What does it say above the ranunculus? Don't be ranunculus.
Don't be ranunculus.
Yeah, and then mum's the word.
Mum's the word. Well, mum is the word, Stephanie, because we're here to talk about mum season. And it's so timely that I started seeing all the things that you're doing at Harmony Harvest Farm around your mum crop. And this started a couple years ago, didn't it? Where you kind of started doing more exploration in terms of trialing and all?
Yeah, absolutely. Mums have definitely been one of my favorite flowers to grow. And I've just learned so much about being a flower farmer, a flower grower, and just a floral enthusiast in general through that one crop, that it definitely became one of our fall signatures. And we've definitely expanded and given, I think, a really great voice to the beautiful coveted fall chrysanthemums that we get to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm going to pop a photo up here on the screen in a second, just so people can see. I guess it's just a glimpse of one of your high tunnels. Or what is your, like, I don't know, footprint for mums?
Well, actually, this year we did quite a large planting of the mums, and we dedicate that space almost year round to just that one crop. So because last year was so intense for us and we felt the demand and popularity, we built a seventh high tunnel that we lovingly call the Mum House this year, and planted that in a national trial for new varieties to come to the cut flower market with some really good data behind them.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Wow.
Yeah, we're excited about that. And then we have another 96-foot house that we're growing the beautiful heirloom mums that you just saw featured. And last year we also ran a national trial, and we did all of that indoors. And in our 6B zone, everybody wants to know, will these guys bloom? Will they live outside? So we took last year's house trials, picked our favorites, and they're currently in a field trial. So we have a 96-foot field of chrysanthemums as well. So we have a lot of mums on the farm.
That is amazing.
Fun for marketing. So
yeah.
Fun.
Why? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is you're not having to convince people that these are beautiful, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it was funny because when I remember Jess always talking about the mums are coming. And, you know, back in the day before I really had a hairy clue about any kind of flowers, I was like, I don't understand what the big deal is. And then I saw them and was like, okay, is that a mum? Are you sure? Like, I thought, she had just gone rogue, made up a new flower, was not convinced it was a mum, but they're just so beautiful. But yeah, and they come in so many different varieties. Like some of them to me look like dahlias.
Well, I was just to say we kind of had we've had our dahlia obsession going on for the last 10 years, and so the mums sort of snuck up on us as this. What I learned just from local flower farmers here in the Northwest is they go strong after the dahlias crash, and that's sort of a bonus season that we all can have.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And they also have some real attributes that I think the dahlias don't. And
tell
I
us about those.
Their vase life is incredible. In fact, I was just in my bathroom enjoying a stem on my windowsill that's a good 2+ weeks old.
So they're really good vase life then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're just super sturdy. So they, they move well, as far as you don't have to be panicked like you are with dahlias. Let's not trying to call out names, but the cafes, you don't have that stress with them. They are just a super sturdy stem. And last year, I mean, we had to tell people like, throw those away because they were sending pictures of being like, I've had these flowers for a month and they still look great. And I'm like,
you're like, but we want repeat salespeople.
Right. So the mums don't do great for that, but it's fine. You know what? If you're enjoying the flowers for a month, our job is done.
And I also find that from a farmer or a grower standpoint, that they're a really easy cut flower because they have such a long harvest window that it gives you a chance of really understanding how early you can get them and still having a long flush that you can just enjoy in your home or be able to provide to your customers.
Yeah. Well, let's back up just a little bit because I don't know that I completely understand the life cycle of the mum and when. First of all, they're perennials or are they tender perennials? Or are they woody perennials? How do you define them?
So they're definitely tender perennials. Okay. And that's what we experience in our 6B zone in the Shenandoah Valley. And the mums are actually broken into 3 different categories. You have early bloomers, mid bloomers, and late bloomers. And that is about a 2-week window for each of those categories. And they will bleed over just a little bit, but it does vary a little bit in your own zone. So you'll have to kind of watch to document exactly where that starts in your area.
And so you start by taking cuttings from mother plants, or like I know people can order cuttings from Harmony Harvest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that.
2 different types of mums available in the world. And we have our heirloom varieties, which we really love. These flowers are kind of the old ride or dies. They're beautiful. A lot of them have been lost over time. They haven't been mass produced. We do find that they're not nearly as robust. They kind of take a little bit more coddling, but their beauty is just so worth it. And those can be propagated freely, expanded, and shared. They're awesome. Then there are the really easy, beautiful ones to grow. They haven't necessarily provided the diversity of color or shapes that we love from those heirlooms. But larger breeders have spent a lot of time working on genetics to get the perfect stems, a really uniform flush of colors, a really consistent flower, and they're just starting to get into the cut world. A lot of this has been more of the potted chrysanthemums.
Yeah.
But these are all patent protected plants, so they carry a little royalty with them, and they cannot be propagated. For us at Harmony Harvest, we see value in both. So we actually grow and try to educate people on both different varieties. I think the prettiest garden is a diverse garden, and having a little bit of both types of mums is your best kind of defense. And as we said, both of these kinds can be perennialized, and with maybe a little bit of light protection in the garden can go strong for a while.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so there are a lot to think about and deal with when we're propagating our heirloom varieties. We start waking those up the end of February, so we start seeing some growth from what we call our mother plants. We really
Mhm.
like our moms.
Yes, you do. You've got your own Lady Monarch that
Yeah,
is your
yeah,
inspiration.
she gets all excited about mom season too.
Yeah, we
Um,
all do.
but in February, we start waking them up, and every little new push, new shoot of growth, we will actually propagate, create new plants, and start our whole process and season all over again. We grow that crops from propagations, like I said, from February on up until right now, when we're right on the cusp of our big flush of blooms. We let all of those plants go dormant, and then we actually sell our dormant roots as mother stocks for other folks to enjoy and offer the ability to buy smaller quantities of those patent protected ones too.
Oh,
We really
interesting.
want everybody to enjoy growing plants with us. So last year we released that program, the shipping of plants in February. And we also had a course for folks so that they could grow right along with us. And right now we're starting to see the trickle in effects and pictures on Instagram where we're tagged from helping and seeing folks grow along with us all season. It's been awesome.
Wow. So those mother plants that you are using as sort of your propagation source, are they undercover or are they out in the field or a little bit of both?
We actually grow them in crates so that they're
Wow.
easy and mobile for us. It's easy for us to kind of change where they are located, really make sure we have quality mother stock going into each season, and let them go dormant in them. It takes up less space and maximizes our production, gives us more flexibility.
Yeah, it's so interesting when you talk about the life cycle. That is one reason why maybe people were down on moms, right? That you have to give them 6 months of growing attention before you get the payoff. I don't know. Is that something you've come up against, or are you trying to change the way people are thinking?
Yeah, I think your love and fascination for the crop kind of grows along with it when you have one that's in the ground that long. I will say over that time, they kind of let you tuck them in and forget them. They love to eat. We call them the Miss Piggies of the farm. So as long as you're throwing food at them, they're kind of okay on their own. They also contain natural insect repellents. In fact, some of the derivatives of chrysanthemums are used to create biologicals. So they're actually beneficial to have in your kind of diverse palette of flowers that you're growing in your garden.
Wow.
And yeah, the foliage is beautiful, and watching a crop jump like they do, it's a pretty incredible experience. And the payoff of those blooms, man.
Well, I have to say, I've visited a number of farms where they've grown, where specialty heirloom mums have been grown, all the way back to 2010 and my first ASCFG conference in Oklahoma in Tulsa. We went to a mum farm,
Mhm.
and I was like, "What are these?" I think of them as the old fashioned garish, kind of lemon yellow only, right? And the thing you'd wear as a corsage at the football homecoming, back when my parents used to drag me to their college homecoming. But obviously, the palette is so luscious. Like that photo I showed you, you've got this range from like all these tonal ranges, which is what designers want, right? Like this sort of, I don't know, apricots and coppers and mauves, but they're just
Very fall.
yummy.
But the
Yes.
depth of the color, I don't even know that it really transcribes in photos as well as it does in real life, because there is almost an iridescent quality
Yeah.
to the
Yes.
blooms themselves. And so when you see them in real life, it's jaw-dropping. And in fact, like, we are so committed and believe so much that it's jaw-dropping to see them in breath, that we decided to have like a whole showcase and a
Right.
summit all around them.
Right. Let's talk about that. So I'm going to put that up on the screen. So next Friday, the 4th of no, right, the November 4th, you're going to
Yeah.
have a special, I'm going to try to pull it up. You're going to have a special event that is virtual. So no excuse. Everybody can come. And I'm sorry, I'll pull it up. I somehow I must have closed it. Let's talk a little bit about it, and I'll find the link.
So the virtual mom summit we're super excited about. Basically what we're going to do is we are going to walk through every variety that we're growing. Now we have over somewhere in the neighborhood of almost 9,000 plants, maybe more.
Wow.
The safe number is 9, but we think it's probably closer to 10,000 plants in the ground and all these different varieties. And so we're going to walk through the heirlooms, and we're going to walk through the trials, and then some of the hybrids that were released last year that we trialed. And we're super grateful to have Dave Dowling is going to be there. So he'll be with us just hanging out, and we're just basically going to talk mom shop, right? We're going to walk through the varieties. We're going to talk shop. We're going to answer questions. There will definitely be a Q&A at the end.
Yep.
And it's all virtual, and you can just, go in there and join us. It's going to be
so it's $14.99. You just can register right through Facebook.
Yep.
And the numbers that you mentioned are kind of mind-blowing, Stephanie. Did you say 9,000 plants?
We really like moms.
Well, how much acreage do you guys have at Harmony Harvest?
We're a 20-acre farm.
Okay, so you've got room.
We're a 20-acre farm, but those plants are in 2 houses and a field.
Yes.
Okay, and you mentioned that earlier, the mum dedication for those high tunnels, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Our grow team and myself are going to be with Dave Dowling at the virtual summit. And we're going to talk about what our growing season has been like. We actually have lots of really good candid feedback from different scenarios that we've run into this year. And it's going to be a live chat where folks can engage right there with us, and we can talk through a problem shoot. I mean, when you have Dave Dowling in the room, we're all excited to level up our game. And we are some really sweet gals, but this gives us a chance to be judgy in a really good way. So we're going to tell you our real candid opinion on the different flowers and what we liked and didn't like from the farm side, and also from the design side. Our farm team has been spending some time on the design side, really feeling what that looks like, getting our products out into the hands of consumers. So it's a really good candid feedback, and added bonus points. If you can't join us live, but you buy tickets, you get the recorded version, right, Steph?
Yeah. So as long as you, if you get your ticket, you'll be able to watch the recorded version at any time. And we are going to pick a winner who's going to get a free bare root box. And a free access to our mom growing course. So just being there, you're entered to win. How great is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just looking at the calendar, I just want to restate this, and I'll share the links when we run this as the podcast. So on Friday, November 4th is the Virtual Mom Summit.
Yes.
That's the online course with Jessica and Dave Dowling and Stephanie. I'm sure you'll be involved. That people can sign up for. It's very affordable. And then if you can get the replay video of that, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. On the following day, November 5th, tell me about the Mom Showcase, because that caught my eye first. I heard about this before I heard about the online thing. This looks really amazing. And that's in person, right?
It's going to be so much fun. So we are going to make kind of a day of it. And basically the Mom Showcase, we're doing 2 things. The first thing is from 1 to 4, I think.
Yeah, that's what it says on here.
We're going to have a variety of things that we'll be doing. So we're going to have a tour of the mom fields. We're going to be doing, then we'll come back up to the barn, and Jess is going to do, her version of a TED Talk on mums. And then we have a design demonstration from TJ McGrath, who's one of our favorite designers.
You see that right here. He's working on something. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's right there. And then we're going to finish it up by flowering our giant love sign. We have a big metal love sign at the top of the property. It's absolutely beautiful. And I just
12-foot tall love letters.
It's
I mean, it's
huge,
pretty
and
impactful.
I've seen it. I've seen it both in the metal and then when it's flowered, and it's amazing, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna flower that, and everybody's gonna take pictures. It's gonna be a fun
love.
time.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can extend your experience. We're going to do a private workshop with TJ before from like 11 to 12:30. So all those details are in there as well. But you can just come for the mom's showcase, and it's going to be so fun. And I just checked the weather, and guess what? No rain, 68 degrees.
It's going to be beautiful.
Oh,
We're going
wow.
to open up the houses. We're going to have lots of information about the different varieties posted among the flowers. We're all going to be there to kind of talk about it. We didn't do a very good job of celebrating Mom's birthday, anniversary, or Mother's Day. So this is how we make up for it.
For your mom.
Mom gets an entire crop with a showcase and a summit.
I want her in a flower crown, but only of mums.
Only of mums.
She needs one. She needs one. We've decided that we have to do like a mom day, like a Chris Day, Lady Monarch Day, because she kind of does get the she gets the short end of the stick just when her birthday falls and Mother's Day.
When is her birthday?
It's in the middle of July, which is when we do our big flower fair.
Yeah.
So like it's just, and her anniversary is like it's always, she poor thing. So we're gonna have to create like a Lady Monarch Day.
This is it. We're gonna put her up on mom display. She didn't know.
The resident mom.
Yeah. Now we've announced it. The thing about your collaboration and just this whole family-centric, 3 generations growing together at Harmony Harvest, it all started really with Jessica starting a flower farm, and then you've pulled other people in, right? I mean, when was that you started, Jessica?
Birth.
Really,
listen, the family calls me the master manipulator, but my real talent is truly seeing the power of the future and as a collective group. It isn't necessarily, I may have started, the match with the fire, but this huge bonfire, man, it's now been fueled by so many hands, and it's so much
lovely.
bigger. And like the community owns it. It's beautiful. We've done a lot of different community partnerships, from leaf drives to volunteer plantings at the farm. It's been a beautiful thing to watch flourish in our community and to keep people connected and to understand that the word community can be so much bigger anymore now that we have the ability to connect virtually. And our ability to connect and give people a little piece of this family farm, regardless of where they reside, is kind of our calling.
Right. Plus you have perfected, or I think or maybe it's an ongoing thing, the ability to ship plants, to ship cuttings, to ship cut flowers, which is, I think, I don't know. It seems like that was a natural extension of learning how to ship Floral Genius products, right?
Yes, it was.
Because I think that was your thing, right, Steph? Is that why Jess said you have to move home and be present?
Yeah, she just called me one day, a really, really long story short. She called me one day and says, I want to buy a company together. I was like, okay, this will be easy. So, and it was Floral Genius was born. And then of course I moved back and have been, sucked into the madness. It's a beautiful chaos that we all love.
And for folks who don't know, Floral Genius is the U.S. manufacturer of flower frogs, which are a sustainable design tool for flowers and florists.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was funny because, the frogs are so darn heavy. So between shipping heavy stuff and shipping it internationally and just kind of, working our way through that and then working our way through perishables, there are definitely days that I was like, why did we not, decide to ship paper clips?
Right.
Paper clips seems so much easier. Why did we
pick a perishable product or a heavy product? Why not? Right.
I just, I guess when we
like challenges.
But it's been great. And we keep perfecting every year. We really kind of dig in because it doesn't always happen perfectly. And anytime it doesn't happen perfectly, we are in there. Sometimes I'm like, these customers are going to think we're bananas because we want to know what happened. Right. And of course they always walk away happy. But beyond fixing, sending them new flowers, whatever, we want to know exactly what happened to that package. And we are constantly, it's just small tweaks in the process. And it's really helped. It's really helped. I mean, we take it all very personally.
Well, so Stephanie, I feel like that's so amazing is that okay, you guys told me, or Jessica maybe told me you acquired Floral Genius. Was it 2016?
17.
17.
Yeah,
You were starting the conversation.
Yeah. It was January of 17. So it's been 5 years.
So, but that was an age-old kind of established mechanic that maybe if you hadn't stepped in and acquired it and took over the manufacturing and distribution, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have a USA made mechanic because
saved it.
you did. I mean, there's not much else that's being, in the metal frog world. That's it, right?
That's it. Let me tell you, it is an interesting world for two farm girls.
Yes.
Navigate.
Fabrication.
And raw metals and talking international, all of this we didn't know. And most days we still don't. And there's a lot of times where we're educating ourselves on the fly. And I think that, imposter syndrome or just a lot of plain old self-doubt kind of creeps into all of our minds. Don't let that be a distraction. We certainly haven't. And we've made friends along the way, just being really honest about who we are and what we're bringing to the table and what we're trying to do. And we don't quit. So it's been an interesting process to navigate, but I have never felt better about the future of sustainable floristry and the mechanics that are available now to folks.
So good. It's so good to see other stuff because I mean, of course, we want frogs to be like the number one tool, but we know they don't work for everything. And our biggest thing is that like, hey, find what works for you. Like we're big advocates of having a full toolbox. So
I was going to say, you have to have the knowledge of how to design with it because you're going to need it for, a part of any installation. And the fact that you're bringing TJ down, I think is great because he's a big fan and a customer of, Floral Genius pin frogs. I've seen him design with them. And that is going to be really like the perfect blending of your two businesses, the flowers and the Floral Genius, when you have this mom showcase with him. I just can't wait.
I know. I'm like, teach me how to make, like she can do it, but we're sisters, so I don't listen to anything she says. I need someone else to teach me how to make that stuff with the flowers.
Let's not get it twisted either. It's also one of those things where our head designer at the farm might be a big fangirl of Mackenzie or of TJ. Her name is Mackenzie. And so when she said that she really would like to spend some time with him, we were like, this sounded like a great opportunity to kill a few birds with one stone.
Yeah. What a great way to go out at the end of the season. And I know you're not really at the end of the season because you have holidays.
Yeah, the last big fresh flower push of the farm, my favorite flower. This is like Christmas time for me, to be surrounded by floral friends and to learn and see things from different perspectives and play together.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Well, I told you that I ordered some mums. They're coming next week. So I will have some. I don't even know. I think, are you sending sort of grower's choice or I don't think I selected a color or anything. It's just
no, it's all grower's choice because we think that we have really the best taste.
Yeah, you do. And like, I personally want what's looking the best. So, I don't want something that's too young or too old. Yeah, well, that'll be fun. And so this event's the 4th and the 5th. We're going to try to air this prior to that so people can know about it. How late into the month of November will you be shipping cut flowers, or is it was that just like a campaign and it's over?
No, it's not over.
Oh, no, it's not over. We have lots of flowers.
We have lots of them.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll be shipping up until the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay. Wow.
So please, because we still have, the late bloomers too that are in the houses that'll keep coming on. So we'll have them blooming through November.
Okay. And is this direct to consumer or are florists buying from you as well?
We have both. So we do offer wholesale on our website. So if you have a wholesale account, you can buy bulk boxes of mums.
Yep. It's kind of good to know, right? If you have a big event or something.
Yeah. So you can buy bulk boxes from us. But we also, of course, send bouquets nationwide.
Yeah, that's what I ordered.
Yeah.
Just the small box. So I'm excited.
Mom hug.
Yeah. Okay. I can't let you go without talking about the amazing press get that just happened with a national magazine. And gosh, congratulations. That
Thank
must have
you.
been, it's Country Living, right?
Southern living.
Oh, Southern Living. Oh, apologies. Okay.
Listen, I want country
You-
living.
We're
I
going there
used to read
too.
that. I read that growing up on my grandmother's coffee table was country living, and darn it, that is like it's on my list.
Okay, but we'll
I
take Southern Living right now. That's pretty impressive. So they did a big feature. Is it in the October issue or the September issue? Where can people find it?
The current October issue
Okay.
for 2022. And it is also online. And of course, if you jump over to hhfshop.com, we will share it with you gladly from our website. Yeah, it was a very surreal opportunity. We have read Southern Living all growing up, but that felt real fancy compared to our little rural bumpkin self.
Yeah, how cool.
So when they reached out to us actually last fall and were interested in coming, that they had caught wind that we grew some interesting mums.
What a compliment. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so
was
they
crazy.
actually sent a team in for 2 days to photograph the flowers, and that really pretty arrangement was probably the last big design piece that I could muster out of my design body that year.
That one right there.
Here,
That's
I found it. I found it. Oh my gosh. Why did they come kind of at the tail end of your season?
Oh, we had just ran so hard for that whole year, and we had Killing Frost while they were here.
Oh my
They got to
goodness.
see us at the crop that was in full bloom. We were in there just trying to take it as fast as we could, and then making sure that they were set up in our heritage barn to do all the follow-up photography.
All these beautiful little plant portraits.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was all done in our barn.
We couldn't believe it. We were like, wow.
The barn that was featured in
your What's in Bloom book.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I know. That's true. I should give a little plug for that. If you haven't purchased your copy of Where We Bloom, there is a beautiful chapter about Harmony Harvest, and your barn really tricks out nicely, doesn't it?
Man, it's so great. It's like a little heartbeat of the farm. We love it.
We just and we just redid the floors again.
And now
I've got my ad together. I would have found the page really quickly. There we go.
Fine. They let us girls be in charge of renovating that barn, and so we're probably the only farm with an old historic bank barn with pink floors.
Pink floors.
Okay. All right.
So we just did the barn, and they were like, Dad's like, you better put paint on it, or it's gonna. And I'm like, okay. And we picked the color, and it's pink.
It's pink.
Hey, it probably reflects and complements every flower that you have in there, dried or
fresh. It actually is a really nice vintage color. Yeah, so Southern Living came out last year and photographed the crop, but we didn't know what that meant. That was a whole year ago.
Yeah.
So we just had to like sit and wait and see if it was, bumped out.
Listen, keep in my mother
gets really good pie.
Listen, I was like,
we are out.
We are one good pot pie recipe away from getting booted out of that magazine. That's what I kept telling Mom. And towards the end there, I didn't know if we were gonna make it like with her, because she I had to keep her from telling people, and it just she was awful,
right? So because we didn't know. We thought that we didn't.
We don't know. I was like, listen.
So the day, Steph, we do our best Google stalking late at night and find out. Okay, it hits newsstands on this day, and they'll do a press release on the website that it's available. Okay. And we got up, and the website release that went out didn't say a hairy thing about mums. And we were all very tearful that morning because
they just mentioned a couple of the stories, not all.
Yeah, and it wasn't us. And we were like, we're not in it. So I said, maybe it's November. Maybe we didn't understand.
So anyway, we caught around a bunch of bookstores, and
because Mom wouldn't believe us. So Mom was like, bookstores have it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to buy it and see for myself.
And she did.
So you went out to like every grocery store, newsstand, bookstore, and bought
No.
every copy available?
We only cleaned out one store. Like
See-
when Mom found the store that it was at, like she asked them just to like flip through it to see if we were actually in it.
No, you've
And-
got it twisted. Mom we have a retail store on the farm now because we're open to the public, and Mom was supposed to be working the counter.
Yeah, that doesn't
But
happen well
she
either.
was calling bookstores to see if anybody had it and found one. And the poor sweet lady that answered the phone,
Bless
she was
her.
like, "Are you close to that stack?" And she said, "Well, I actually have it in my hands." And Mom said, "Can you flip through and just see if there's any
Oh my
article about
gosh.
Virginia moms?" And this lady flips and says, "Shenandoah Valley family grows beautiful moms." And Mom screamed so loud that lady probably needed a hearing aid.
Oh, it was
And she
bad.
was like, "That's us. Those are my
Oh.
girls. We're on our
Oh,
way."
Yeah. So I
talk
went and
about
bought-
community. You have like a lot of local pride for that too, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been wonderful.
It's been awesome. Our community has definitely showed us a lot of love over it. And, we work a lot with our, our state tourism and county tourism and our economic development people. And they were like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're having events on the farm, so you're part of tourism. You're a destination.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What
Yeah,
what
it's
is
really
the
great.
what is the distance like? I know you're in Virginia, but you're not super close to the Metro DC area, are you?
So we're less than 2 hours
Oh,
drive
that's not
from
bad.
DC, and essentially about the same from Richmond. We're about an hour from Charlottesville, and about 2 from Roanoke. So really, we're less than 3 miles from Interstate 81, which kind of travels up and down the spine. And we found a lot of people who just happen to be passing through love the fact that now they can stop by. The grounds are open and free to enjoy. We have an on-farm store, and we have lots of interactive crafts and projects that people can do while they're here. Just trying to help promote folks discovering a better life through flowers.
Oh my gosh, that is so great.
We're building a playground.
Yeah, the family let me go to Disney World with them back at the beginning of the year, and I came back with a lot of ideas.
We're building a playground.
It's really
Who needs
fun.
who needs Dollywood when you can have Harmony Harvest? I love it.
It's great.
No, we need Dollywood.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
maybe.
Dollywood.
I need to come visit. I need to come
You
visit. That's
do.
crazy.
Wow.
Well, listen, this has been fabulous, and my head is spinning. But I just have to tell you, I bought 6 mum starts in the spring from the Seattle Wholesale Growers Market.
Yeah.
Sometimes the farmers, if they have overproduction, they'll bring like sweet pea seedlings, whatever. Well, this year they had the mum seedlings, and I was so excited. I have them in the ground. I've harvested a few, and I know they need to maybe be trellised because I think the ones that have the tomato cages over them are doing better. But I need to take your course because I don't know how to pinch them, and I want to keep them alive. Do you think they'll stay alive in the ground, or do I need to dig them up and put? Pardon?
I do. I believe that they'll stay alive in the ground. Maybe a little light mulching on top to help protect them through the winter. But I think you'd be surprised at just how hardy those mums really are.
Yeah, I'm zone 8AB, so I think if you guys can do it,
just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now I need to order more.
Be surprised. They'll come back with a vengeance. I have so many everywhere and I love it. I'll just roll in the mums.
Wow. I love it. And I love them as a design element. I love that you're kind of serving both the flower farmer who needs a new crop and needs to discover sort of a new business opportunity, and the florist who's already, kind of discovered how beautiful the palette is and the textures and all. And then the home gardener. So you're kind of making everyone happy.
That's our goal.
The goal. It's just happiness.
All of us.
It's
fun. It is fun.
Are we calling it Mumvember?
We've talked about
Mumtober,
that. We've thrown that around.
Yeah.
I know. I like Mumvember. Yeah. Mumvember sounds great.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. But I do think now that you've said,
now we do it.
Let's hashtag it. Okay.
Yeah.
And now that you have this first weekend in November kind of locked in, people are going to expect it every year. So we'll share we'll share all the links. I hope people can figure out how to sign up. If just go to Harmony Harvest. What's your website? hhfshop.com, or
You
just
got it.
search Harmony Harvest. You can obviously find them on the slowflowers.com website too, but we'll share a link when we post the show notes. And I wish you a really successful 2 days, and I'm excited. I'll post my flowers as soon as they arrive when I do a little arrangement.
That sounds wonderful. Thanks so much, Deborah. It was always, as always, it's so good to talk to you.
Such a
Oh my
treat.
gosh.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Oh, you bet. I'm so glad it worked out, and we'll get the word out. If people if they're asleep, they're going to wake up and see what's going on with the mom world. And
That's right. We love
Yeah.
our moms.
And tell Chris I said hello too.
We will.
We will.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
That was so much fun. Thanks so much for joining me today. You'll want to visit slowflowerspodcast.com to watch the replay video of today's conversation. Look for episode 582 at slowflowerspodcast.com. I just said that, sorry. Check out hhfshop.com to find links to register for the November 4th Virtual Mom Summit and the November 5th Mom Showcase, which takes place at Harmony Harvest Farm, including a design demonstration by celebrity floral designer and good friend of ours and fellow Slow Flowers member, TJ McGrath. There you'll also find links to Jessica's online course, The Complete Guide to Growing Moms, and see a beautiful photo gallery of the moms you can grow if you're in zones 3 to 9. I showed a little bit of it during the early part of this episode, but you'll want to go back and check it out. Before I go, I also would like to thank our sponsors who bring this show to you. This show is brought to you by slowflowers.com, the free online directory to more than 850 florists, shops, and studios who design with local, seasonal, and sustainable flowers, and to the farms that grow those blooms. It's the conscious choice for buying and sending flowers. And thank you to Farm Grow Flowers, our lead sponsor. Farm Grow Flowers delivers iconic burlap wrap bouquets and lush, abundant arrangements to customers across the U.S., supporting U.S. flower farms by purchasing more than $10 million of U.S.-grown, fresh, and seasonal flowers and foliage annually. Discover more at farmgrowflowers.com. Thank you to the Seattle Wholesale Growers Market, a farmer-owned cooperative committed to providing the very best the Pacific Northwest has to offer in cut flowers, foliage, and plants. The Growers Market's mission is to foster a vibrant marketplace that sustains local flower farms and provides top quality products and services to the local floral industry. Visit them at seattlewholesalegrowersmarket.com. And thank you to Longfield Gardens, which provides home gardeners with high quality flower bulbs and perennials. Their online store offers plants for every region and every season, from tulips and daffodils to dahlias, caladiums, and amaryllis. Check out the full catalog at longfield-gardens.com. And thank you to Johnny's Selected Seeds, an employee-owned company that provides our industry with the best flower, herb, and vegetable seeds, supplied to farms large and small, and even to backyard cutting gardens like mine. Find the full catalog of flower seeds and bulbs at johnnysseeds.com. The Slow Flower Show is member-supported, and I value our loyal members and supporters. If you're new to our weekly show or our long-running podcast, check out all of our resources at slowflowersociety.com. Consider making a donation to sustain Slow Flowers' ongoing advocacy, education, and outreach activities. You can find the donate button in the column to the right at slowflowerspodcast.com. I'm Deborah Prinzing, host and producer of The Slow Flowers Show and the Slow Flowers Podcast. Next week, you're invited to join me in putting more slow flowers on the table, one stem, one vase at a time. The content and opinions expressed here are either mine alone or those of my guests alone, independent of any podcast sponsor or other person, company, or organization. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next week.